Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas, and recently I put up a poll on my community tab here on YouTube of what you think would be released first. Would it be the Nintendo Switch 2? Would it be Resident Evil 9? Would it be Final Fantasy 9 Remake? Or would it be Grand Theft Auto 6? You all voted, you had a go, you said what you think, but guess what? I think you're all wrong. Let me explain. We know Nintendo is going to release a new console, right? We know that Capcom is going to release a new Resident Evil. And we know that Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming. However, Square has always declined to comment when it comes to the Final Fantasy IX Remake. Nobody voted for Final Fantasy IX Remake on this poll. However, I think that will release before the other three. Why? Well, we've still not heard anything about Nintendo Switch 2, and I made a video last week saying I think Nintendo Switch 2 won't even be announced until February or March of 2025, which would mean a likely release between September and November 2025. Let's go to Grand Theft Auto 6. We know that's coming at the end of 2025. We've been told that. Will it be delayed? Who knows? But we're certainly not going to get it any earlier than holiday 2025. What about Resident Evil 9? Well, it's not even been announced yet. Yeah, we've had a couple of leaks. Yeah, we've had a bit of information, but it hasn't been announced. When's Resident Evil 9 likely to come out? I would say round about the time of the Switch 2. Could they be in conjunction? Who knows? Probably not. But that leaves Final Fantasy 9. Where does Final Fantasy 9 fit in all of this? Well, think about the release windows of Final Fantasy that we've had over recent years. We had one last year. We've had one this year. Major Final Fantasy releases. What's next year's major Final Fantasy release? It's certainly not going to be Final Fantasy 17. It's going to be Final Fantasy 9. When is it going to release? It's going to release summer 2025. No, it's not been announced yet. I know it could be years away, but it isn't. The leaks and rumors suggest it's done. Final Fantasy IX Remake is done, and if it genuinely is done, then it is further along the process than the other three. It's further along than Grand Theft Auto 6, it's certainly further along than Resident Evil 9, and where is Nintendo Switch 2? It's not here. So therefore, it would mean that the Final Fantasy IX Remake is due out before the other three that I put up in that poll. When? I'm going to peg June. June 2025 is when I think we will see the Final Fantasy IX Remake. When will we hear about it? I think February 2025. That's an acceptable time frame. 4 months? Nobody would announce anything in holiday, so nothing is going to be announced this side of New Year, because it's silly to announce things and then, just get it lost in the ether of all the holiday sales and all the games releasing. So no one is going to announce anything in 2024 now. And if you are, you're silly. And certainly no one's going to release it the same day they announce it. They're not going to pull a Saturn. People have learned from the mistakes of the Sega Saturn. Oh, terrible mistake by Sega. So that's why I think you are all wrong, and Final Fantasy IX Remake will come out before Grand Theft Auto 6, Resident Evil 9, and Nintendo Switch 2. And if I'm wrong, please come back to this video and tell me I'm wrong. And if I'm right, you won't come back to tell me I'm right. No one ever does. No one ever does. But anyway, what do you think? Do you think you voted correctly in that poll that I put up in the community tab? Or would you consider changing your mind and think that, Jimmy might be right there. Jimmy might have a good point of why Final Fantasy IX would be first to come out. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.